Hello and welcome to another update video on XRP. The XRP chart continues to be in this sideways consolidation pattern that started in January, and we've seen a three-wave move down. Well, it was here 3 waves down, 3 waves up, then potentially even a 5-wave move down in this C wave, 5 waves up. Okay, so there is a chance that this here is currently a wave 2 pullback, which could lead to a 3rd wave rally, which could take us closer to that $5 target that we talked about in previous videos. The overall pressure remains up, in my opinion, on this chart, especially as long as we're holding above the April low. Below the April low, the support area will come into focus here, which is defined between $1.21 and $1.55. So this is a support area that would play a role should the bulls not be able to defend micro support that we have listed on our smaller time frame. So if the market can go higher from here, then we could be in a 3rd wave. If we start to break micro support levels as shown on our smaller time frames, then the focus will start to shift at some point to this support area here between 121 and 155, but would only be confirmed if we break below the April low. And at the moment, that's not expected. Yeah, at the moment, the working assumption is that the 4th wave indeed bottomed there in April, and we're now moving up in a 5th wave. So we now take a look at the smaller time frame for XRP. And here, this is interesting because the overall pattern is unchanged. We have a 5-wave move up from the April low. Yes, it's only a diagonal pattern, so caution is required, but you always need to be cautious when we're dealing with altcoins. Yeah. Then we have a 3-wave move down, which I'm labeling as an ABC structure. Price bottomed potentially there on Friday the 6th, or actually Thursday the 5th, in this wave 2. So a 1-2 setup. We did have another micro 5-wave move up from that low that formed on the Thursday 5th of June. 5 waves up and 3 waves down. So the question is, have we actually bottomed now in this wave 2 as well? So we have a 1-2 setup from that 5th of June low, just a micro 5-wave move up. So very fragile pattern, and interesting is that the market has formed a higher low. Now, to be fair, this time frame is so small, it's usually a bit too small for altcoins to come up with any reliable patterns, but that 1-2 setup is valid. We had a brief break below support, but only briefly, not a sustained break. So technically also here, the 78.6 retracement is still holding. Yep, we had a brief break, but not a decisive break, and the $2.05 level, or $2.06 level from the 5th of June did not break. So this 1-2 setup we talked about in the last video only yesterday is still valid. However, I would need to see a little bit more evidence to say that the 3rd wave has started. Overall, the structures in the sector have turned into a bit of a mess. So that the pullback reduces the probability of the 1-2 setup, but you have a really, really good reward to risk ratio here. For example, with a stop below the 5th of June low, there's a really good reward to risk ratio and a potential rally in the 3rd wave, which should take us, if it plays out, which again is not high probability, but it should take us to the 1.38 extension around 247. So that's risking a few cents for quite a bit of a return, just in this local setup, okay? But again, any break below the 78.6 fib level, even if it's not a decisive break, kind of reduces probability of the pattern. But we can still track it, and what is important to know, if we break below the intraday low here, I think the focus will have to shift towards this support area between $1.79 and $1.95. So next support would then be $1.95, $1.83, and $1.79. These are the next support levels that matter in that case. For now, though, we can watch if the market is ready to rally in a 3rd wave. Then there could be a 4th wave and a 5th wave. I do not clearly prefer the yellow count at this point. I prefer it, but don't think it's necessarily going to play out just because of the messiness here that we're dealing with, yeah, and the deep pullback and what I see across the sector and everything. So I think we should at least be ready for a wider wave 2, and this is the support area to watch overall. The last key level really that really matters to keep the direct move up alive, That is here the 5th of June low. So that should give you the invalidation point of the local pattern. It gives you the support levels to watch should we break below that 5th of June low, and also a target for a third wave. That's the update on XRP. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.